Onera Group recommends that all service and troubleshooting be done by a qualified service person. Live voltage is present inside of every washer machine. Extreme caution should be used if you decide to troubleshoot your equipment. Onera Group always recommends that you disconnect power to your washer or dryer before attempting any service. Warning: failure to follow these instructions can result in death, fire, or electrical shock. In this video, we will go through the steps to resolve the E8 movement error. Follow along carefully to ensure a successful fix. We'll start by inspecting and checking the plug connections on both the main board and the inverter. Gently pull the wires to ensure they are securely and properly connected. Next, inspect the belt and check its tension to ensure it is properly adjusted. Inspect the jumper wire connecting the motor and the inverter harness, ensuring there are no burn spots or damaged wires. Next, ensure the motion sensor is securely tightened and positioned no more than a 1/4 inch from the pulley bracket. Let's start by testing the motion sensor using an easy method. Spin the drum by hand as fast as possible and check for a reading in the speed input settings. Another way to check the motion sensor is by measuring the voltage at the main board connector CN1. Check the voltage between the black and brown wires while the motion sensor is activated by the pulley bracket. This should close the magnetic switch inside and send the 12-volt signal to the main board. Also, check the voltage between the blue and black wires when the magnetic switch is not activated. The reading should be 0 volts. If it's anything other than that, the sensor is faulty and should be replaced. Also, check the DC voltage output from the power supply and at the main board port. You should have 12 volts DC. A voltage that is too low or too high may cause the movement error. Another way to test is by manually running the motor in both clockwise and counterclockwise directions. To do this, go to the settings screen shown here, manually lock the door, and activate the machine. This energizes the inverter contactor, allowing voltage to reach the inverter. Then, proceed to check the DC voltage at connector CN4 on the main board between the purple and yellow wires. With function number 6 activated, the reading should be 0 volts. There should also be drum rotation in the clockwise direction. Do the same check with the red and yellow wires when function number 7 is activated. The reading should also be 0 volts. If both functions 6 and 7 are activated and the readings between purple and yellow or red and yellow show 22 volts, it may indicate that the rotation relays on the main board are faulty. This is how the inverter communicates with the main board. The inverter sends a 22-volt DC signal through the yellow wire. When the computer needs to start moving clockwise, the relay closes, and the 22-volt signal returns to the inverter through the purple wire. That's why you get 0 volts between them. It's the same circuit. When the computer needs to rotate counterclockwise, the other relay closes, and the signal returns through the red wire. If the relays are faulty, the signal won't return to the inverter and there will be no rotation. These are some of the most common errors generated by the inverter. To read them, you'll need the keypad with part number 1 to 1 to 7506.